Hi, Mactub, and today I'm working on my future doll layout by taking a look at whoever comes next in the lineup where we're at. Let's scroll to it if I can find it. Keep moving down, I guess. Okay, so I've done this one, and this one. We're working on B-Goths now, and when I do it, I basically have to take into consideration of what's going to come next, which is these dolls here, the AI princess, I think is what it's called, but it could be called something different. But they're like the same faces, other than the fact that, or same body, I should say, other than the fact that these ones are more like human skin. So I don't think I'm gonna have to take into too much consideration. But we're definitely gonna have to pay attention to the other side, which is the Tattoo Divas. So let's take a look. So here are the dolls, and they take up two slides. This one and this one. If you can see, there are figures in the front. I think they're just in the front. At first I was thinking that's what I do. I just put the figures in the front, like if I ever were to accumulate the figures one day, but I don't know how much I love that. So I think I'm going to make the figures their own section, like maybe do dolls and then figures and then dolls, something like that. It's kind of what I'm feeling. And then I also have to kind of take into consideration of what I want next to Tattoo Divas and what I want next to AI princesses. So we're gonna do that, I guess. Here are my absolute favorites. So we're going to take them and decide where they're going to be placed. Mainly, hopefully, the front. Like, I'll move it to the front like so. So I tried to make sure that I grabbed the ones that there are more than, like, if it has different variants. I believe this is the same variant. So it's particularly these two right here. I don't love the second one, the one behind it, so I'll just put it behind it, but I do want them to be somewhat in the same vicinity when I do it. So these are my absolute favorite ones, and we'll just keep determining, and then we'll also have to determine where I want the figures. I think I want it somewhere in the middle, but I also need to figure out who I want on the other sides, but these are my favorites, so we'll decide that now. Okay, quickly, I just did the math. There are about 100 and something, doesn't matter, there's almost 193 maybe, I don't remember, dolls that I have to place. This might not be all of them, because when I went through and added them, I did not add all of the dolls to my list. I did not like all the figures, and I was like, these dolls are already expensive as they are, so if I am not looking at them and being like, this is amazing, or even like partially liking them, I'm gonna say no. Because they're just so expensive. So that means that there's gonna be about 23.25, I think it suggested, or said for the number in each row. So about 24 in each row. A few will have a little less. Maybe there'll be one extra, so maybe 23 in each row, and then one will have extra. I don't know. So we'll have to figure that out. I don't think I have 24 here, but I can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 15. So I'm going to have to determine with these characters, plus the few others that I add to be up here, who's going to be next to this doll over here, which is Princess AI, I think is what it is called. And then also this, but specifically her, because she'll be up there. And I do have some red ones. This one's just in black and white. Okay, wait. So that one's red. Sorry, back to this one. This one is just black and white, so I think I'll be able to figure something out, but we'll have to determine that. Okay, so here I am, and I am doing the figures. Originally when I first did this, I was like, oh, I'll just put the figures in front. Some of the figures I don't want in front, because I want some of the dolls to be like front and center, my absolute favorite ones. This is like hypothetical if I ever, like, I don't know, won the jackpot and was able to find somebody who had these, because I feel like the dolls are expensive. But anyway, so I'm putting the figures that I really like up front the most, and then I do quite a bit of moving around just based on what some of them look like. I really like the one with the wings. I think she's the best, so I put all 3 variants, but I don't have to put the variants all in the same row, but I would like them somewhere near. I like that girl that has like the long dress. I don't know, I think that looks nice. And then I decided that I kind of want the dress girls all kind of near each other, and then I also have to put all the ones that I might not be the most fascinated with in the back. But we're doing these ones first. I'm trying to put them kind of by like what I think they, I don't know, go well with. Anyways, we're putting some of the ones that I'm not like the most obsessed with. There are other figures in this. There are other dolls. I want to make that clear. When I went through, I was like, I have to really like the dolls in order for them to make the list, or figures, because I they're expensive. And so there are some dolls, I think very few dolls, there are some that did make the list, and then figures for sure. I know I didn't love the boy that they did, and I think there were some silver, like all silver, all black variants that I was like, I don't love those. So some of them didn't make the list. If you're like, you're missing some, you can still let me know, because maybe I am missing some that I really like. But anyways, we're just kind of moving some stuff around a little bit, and I think we're going to continue to move some stuff around. But yeah, just trying to make it look decent, and then we're going to do the dolls next once we figure this out. And I do believe one of the rows has an extra one in it, which is fine. Who is next? Maybe, okay, we're putting it here. I don't think I put it here, but maybe I do. Maybe I do. Okay, that seems about right. Oh, look, it fits so nicely. Anyways, and then did I show that I put the dolls at the bottom in order? I don't know if I ever showed that, so sorry. But maybe I did. Anyways, now we're doing this. These are the back rows. These are the ones that I don't love the most. There we go. I still really like them. I think they're cool, which is why they made the list. But I just don't, their designs aren't as strong. I only know some of their names, like Malice. Couldn't tell you the rest. The one with the fairy wings, I want to really like them, but I'm not the biggest fan of them. So, sorry there. Crazy enough, there are at least 4 dolls, with 2 variants that I saw that made the back that were like newer releases, where they tried to like tame it down a little bit, tame like the goth vibe down, which is kind of disappointing, but they made the back, so didn't like them as much. Should have kept the gothness. Anyways, so now I'm just putting them amongst the layout here. I'm doing, did I say this? Typically how I display my dolls is that I put them in order of which ones I really like in the front and which ones I like in the back. I felt like for Be Goth, they didn't really have a flow where like the dolls looked, I don't know, like each other, I guess. So that's what I did. Like if they had like matched or something, I probably would have been fine. But I felt like they didn't super, there weren't like with Bratz. Okay, start over. With Bratz, there's like different lines. There's like a sports line. I felt like they didn't have like a cohesive thing. So while I did try to put dolls that looked similar together, I just put them how I wanted. Ones that I really liked in the front, ones that I didn't love in the back, you know what I mean? Anyways, I believe this might be my second row. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the second row though. Some of these I really like. And I also was like, oh, I don't want to put the same character next to each other, but the only one that I know is, Storm. And I can already see her twice next to each other. Not variants. Variants don't count. I do want the variants next to each other. I'd like that vibe. I think that looks really nice. And I tried to do that here, whether they're not in the same row or they are. But I did my best. And I did quite a bit, I would say, of some moving around for some of these. And again, I'm trying to match it up with the doll from Princess AI. And so that the one next to Tattoo Divas looks like, look similar, you know what I mean? Like I didn't want to have like harsh going next to each other. So just as I'm doing this, keep that in mind that I am trying to make them kind of cohesively go next to Tattoo Divas and Princess AI, which I really like that line. I feel like not a lot of people talk about it, but I feel like not a lot of people talked about Be Goths. Even now, even as there's a possibility of a reboot, I really don't see too many people talk about them, which is disappointing because when I found them, I fell in love with them. I think they're just so interesting and different, and I really like them. Okay, next, what are we doing? Continuing on this process, and then we're gonna do the third row, which I always feel bad putting dolls in the last or third row, but they just made it here. By the way, once I get these dolls, like I'll ever get a Be Goth doll, but if I were to ever get them, it could change. Maybe it is no longer my favorite or I like fall in love with one, you know what I mean? Or I like it better in person, or one that made it in the front row gets in the back. This is just for funsies off of the photos that I use. There's actually somebody who's like taken a bunch of photos of them. I don't remember where, maybe Flickr. You can see quite a few of the photos are that. I'm sure they have the person's name on them. Oh, I was pulling this one up because I was like, I want to see what they looked like. I felt like that was so interesting that doll has blonde hair. Is it a real doll? Because I feel like they all have either black hair or colored, but blonde. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a blonde, but I don't think so. I guess the schoolgirls have like white blonde hair. I guess maybe there is one with blonde. I don't know. I felt like that was interesting. Anyways, more dolls. I feel like this one I do a little bit of moving around as well. Is that what I'm doing here? Yeah. Next. Yeah, moving around a little bit. Anything else? I don't really have anything else to say. I definitely want to know more about Begoths. I think they're very fun and interesting, and I don't know. I wish more people talked about them, but this is so far what my layout is looking like, and I honestly don't have too much more to say. But I feel like we're getting close to the end to close out. So I'm ActBev. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know your thoughts in the video. But this is the end of and kind of what my layout looks like. I think I'm going to go back and forth so that I'm showing it a little bit more, but here is what it looks like, and I think it looks really nice. If one day I were to get any of these dolls, I would be happy with the placement that they are in, like, you know, but it's just fun to be able to pretend. But yeah, that's all the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.